What's up, beautiful besties? Welcome into the Divine Feminist by Turning Tides Tarot. My name is Alishia. Thank you all so very much for being here with me. I am very, I'm picking up on some energy. It's very intense. It's very chaotic. I don't know if it's your energy or not, but I gotta tell you, if you resonated with our last reading, which was titled something along the lines of, you've been called too much, or for those of you who, had really big energy and people were just, triggered by that because they were probably not strong enough to handle you. And that's okay. I feel like those of you who resonate with that, you're going to resonate with this one as well, because for anyone who's been called too much, I would bet $1,000,000 that you've also been called crazy by somebody who just couldn't control you. And so they labeled you as being crazy. Now, I don't know why. I feel like maybe just the energy is a little bit chaotic around me right now. My little kitten is going nuts in the tarot room. So if you do see the camera shaking and moving, it is the cat going stupid crazy here in the tarot room. But anyways, I just want to get into a reading. I've got some questions, and I feel like this is going to be kind of therapeutic and empowering to really lean into your bigness, to your loudness, and to not be silenced by anyone or anything. Okay, so let's get into it. More empowering messages. So I want to know first and foremost, why were you labeled as crazy? Why did they label you? Why did they really label you as being crazy? Okay, let's find out. Let's find out here. Why were you labeled? Why did they label you as being crazy? Let's find out. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Cups. We have the Four of Wands. What's at the bottom of the deck here? The Star. All right, let's tune in. Okay, let's be so for real with this energy here. They definitely didn't call you crazy because you were chaotic. They called you crazy because you had the audacity to want more. Okay, so you weren't content with breadcrumbs. All right. The Seven of Pentacles says that you waited, you worked, you planted your seeds, but you were not about to settle for half-assed love or a life that didn't really light your soul on fire. Okay. And that is really what scared them. Okay. Because with the Ten of Cups here, you had a vision, and it's not just for happiness or wholeness, those things. Yes. But you saw a version of life that was like emotionally fulfilling, spiritually aligned, and completely yours. Right. And let me tell you, people stuck in their own misery hate watching someone else go for their joy. Okay. The Four of Wands, it's almost like you dared to celebrate yourself even before the world gave you permission to do so. Okay. So you built your own foundation. You created peace, you created pleasure and passion, and you did not ask them to approve it first. Okay. With the Star, it's like, don't even get me started. They couldn't handle the way you glowed in your authenticity. Okay. You had dreams, you followed them, you trusted your intuition. You really leaned into becoming and embodying that beacon of light, that, your big energy, right? You are the freaking beacon, remember? And insecure people hate a light that they cannot dim. Okay. So no, you weren't crazy. You were never crazy. You were evolving. Okay. You've always been aligning, aiming for the stars, right? Wanting more, wanting better, and not just wanting it, but acting like you're going after it, right? Going after your dreams. And someone here could not control you, or somebody couldn't keep up with your ascension. And they called you crazy because they didn't have the courage to do what you did. All right. So, that's where it really begins. They just honestly did not have the courage that you did. And so it's really easy to say, oh, well, they're just crazy. No. What part of your power were they secretly terrified of? Because you know that that's what's really going on here. They're secretly terrified of you. Okay. So what part of your power are they secretly terrified of? What part of your power have they been secretly terrified of? Oh yeah, the Ace of Pentacles. Nice. Okay. Oh, we have the Seven of Cups. We have the Five of Swords. Let's get one more here. Okay. And we have the Four of Pentacles. Ooh, a little drama here. Okay, so yeah, it is giving a lot of drama here. And I want to be crystal clear. Like the part of your power that terrified this person or these people, okay, it could be more than one person. It doesn't have to be romantic. Basically, it's your ability to see an opportunity and go get it. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles, I mean, that is grounded, focused, bold. It's a bold energy. Like you're betting on yourself, even when maybe the odds are stacked against you, or at least they're not perfect. Okay. You do not wait for permission, right? You plant the damn seed and you trust that it'll grow because you said so, right? It's very powerful. And I feel like that is what shook them. And I'll tell you why, because they are stuck. Seven of Cups. They've got fantasies, right? Lots of fantasies. They don't have a plan. Okay. They're out here probably drowning in options and too scared to pick a path, right? Because choosing means committing to something, and committing means risking failure, right? That Five of Swords, this is them regretting it now. Okay. They always end up like just lost in the sauce, over options, or, again, not really ever committing to something. And then they end up, being in regret, right? They also, and let's not get it twisted, they also regret underestimating you. Okay. They regret playing mind games instead of actually being real with you. Okay. And they regret holding back what could have been powerful, right? Because of ego or fear, or just plain them being a coward, right? And with the Four of Pentacles, I mean, that's them like clutching to their comfort zone like it's a friggin' lifeline, okay? They're afraid to lose anything, even if it means they never gain everything or anything, right? Your power here is like super decisive. It's brave. It's willing to start fresh, light a match, burn it all down to the ground if you have to. You do what you got to do. You invest in yourself. You take up space in a world that told you, no, you're not allowed to. Okay. And you're like, okay, watch me. Right? You're not scared, and you aren't scared of being wrong. Okay. But they're definitely scared of you being right. So they're scared of you winning. They're scared of you succeeding without them, because, I mean, once you showed what was possible, they really have no excuse to stay small. So just you showing up in the way that you do, unapologetically, authentically, it really shines a mirror back at them and how they shrink, okay, how they cower, and how they don't have what it takes to live life to its fullest, like you're out here doing, okay? And so, yeah, I mean, they just label you as crazy because of it. Oh, and that's like a lame excuse, if you ask me, right? So this is a lame cop out kind of a vibe. All right. Let's just see though. I mean, I need to ask another question. It is going to be important because nobody likes to be called names. Nobody likes to be accused of being crazy or any other thing, right? So how did their judgment impact your self-worth or expression? I want to know. I want to know if it did hit you. I mean, if it hurt you, I mean, if whatever, right? Like, how did their judgment impact your self-worth or expression? King of Wands. Maybe it didn't. We'll see, though. I still have to ask. Okay, just let me see what comes up here. How did that impact you? The Lovers. Huh. Let me see. How did that impact you? I feel like this one wants to come out. And this one too wants to come out. Okay, the King of Pentacles, and then also the Ten of Wands. We also have this Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and I feel like it fits. I feel like it fits. Okay, Betsy, so this energy gives like they almost had you messed up, okay? They almost had you questioning, but I want to get into it, okay? They almost got you. Oh, dang, kitty. Sorry. Let me fix this. They almost got you, okay? Stop interrupting my flow, beans. Anyways, I feel like, with the King of Wands, you were out here in this mode of being like magnetic, radiant, you're really walking with purpose, direction, passion. And when you make a choice with your heart, with the Lovers, it's always like a soul decision. Like you choose authentically, okay? You choose authenticity, right? You choose vulnerability. You choose truth. You always do, okay? But I feel like when this person hit you with this judgment of calling you crazy or whatever, I feel like they were trying to twist the narrative here. And with the Ten of Wands, it says you carried it for a little bit, okay? Maybe you started second guessing yourself. Maybe their voice echoed in your head louder than your own just for a minute, okay? You would have wondered, like, was I too much? Did I misread this? Should I have toned it down? But honestly, let's be clear, okay? The wobble there, okay, it didn't last, right? Because with the King of Pentacles showing up, it's like, that's a part of you that knows your value, okay? You don't need external validation when you've already done the work, okay? You're stabilized, you recalibrated, you came back stronger, wiser, richer, at least in your self-worth, okay? So I don't want to ignore that Two of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck, because I feel like they tried to throw you off balance, right? They really did. But you juggled it like a boss, all right? You did not crumble. You adapted to this, okay? So yeah, their judgment knocked the wind out of your sails for a little bit of time, but it really didn't steal your progress. It really didn't slow you down. I feel like you bent a little, but you didn't break, okay? And now you're even more aligned with your power than ever before, okay? And they did not expect you to recover. But oh well, too bad for them. You were built for this kind of resilience, right? They didn't shake you. They thought they were going to, but they didn't. Okay. So I want to know what truth you were carrying that they refused to face, because obviously you were shining a light on something within them that they didn't want to see, right? You're that freaking beacon. Don't forget. Write it in the comments. I'm a freaking beacon. Okay. Okay. So what truth were you carrying that they refused to face? Okay. I do feel like they saw it, but denial, it's easier than dealing with a mirror that doesn't lie. Okay, so let's see. We have the Two of Cups. Okay. All right. What truth what truth were you carrying that they refused to face? We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Sun, and then at the bottom of the deck, the sneaky little devil here. Okay, so let me just tune into this. I gotta pop the devil right in the middle because I feel like the devil is very relevant here in this reading. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Beans. Oh my gosh. Ah, kitty, kitty, kitty. Oh, y'all, sorry about that. I had to lock Beans out of the tarot room. You'll probably hear him meowing because he's mad at me. But he's causing too much chaos in here. Let me jump into the question, okay? So, okay, the truth that you were carrying that they refused to face. I feel like it was the fact that love could be pure, right? That connection could be real. So, joy, commitment, growth, they're not just fantasies. It's something that's actually available if you're willing to show up for it, right? The Page of Wands is basically telling me that you brought fresh energy, okay? Curiosity, excitement, possibility. You were not just jaded, okay? You weren't guarded. You were really ready to explore something real. And with the Two of Cups, you offered mutually, like mutuality, I guess, if that's a word. Yeah, you wanted... It's not just love, okay? It's presence, it's reciprocity, it's healing, it's being there for each other, it's meeting each other in the middle, right? And with the Knight of Pentacles, you were in it for the long haul, right? Slow, steady, secure, You were not flaky. You were not playing games. You were ready to build something solid, okay? And you brought clarity, right? With the Sun here, that's, innocence, truth, you're grown. You're embodying that light, right? The freaking beacon, right? I feel like you held up this mirror and basically said, like, this is what love looks like when it's not filtered through a lens of fear, okay? But that mirror, it reflected something they weren't ready to see. Because under it all, here we have the devil. We have the devil. So this is their attachment wounds, their fear of intimacy, any kind of toxic patterns that, whisper to them like, oh, don't trust this. This is too good to be true. You're not worthy of this. If they really love you, they must be foolish, or they must be lying, or they must be crazy, Come on. They couldn't face the fact that you were the real deal, okay? Because accepting it would basically mean that they'd have to face their own demons and choose healing, and they weren't ready for that. So instead, they rejected that truth that you carried, just said, oh, you're crazy, okay? But it's not because it wasn't beautiful. It was because it literally terrified that part of them that's still, locked into their pain, basically, okay? So it's like refusing to to heal. Okay. I mean, and it's really sad. It's really sad. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They called you crazy, and now here you are, still living in your truth, still shining bright. You're still that freaking beacon. And they're probably still shrinking and scared somewhere. Okay. Um, what part of you, I'm going to move on. Okay. So what part of you is rising now that you can no longer be silenced? Okay, so they had you for a minute. Who cares, right? Um, it didn't last very long, right? Let's just say you weren't silenced for very long. Okay, so what part of you is rising now that you know? Okay, look, that you no longer be silenced. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords. I feel like that was you trying to like hide your light for a little while. Aw, I don't like it, but it is what it is. We have, yeah, strength. Okay. The Knight of Swords. This is the I don't give up, whatever, right? I'm coming out with my truth. Emperor, I'm the one in charge. Okie doke. Let me tune in. Okay, so honestly, I feel like this is the part of you like that they really didn't see coming. They never saw this coming. Because listen, okay, with the Seven of Swords, like, you know, for too long, you may have dimmed your brilliance, okay, to make other people comfortable. You may have tiptoed around different people's egos or downplayed your intuition, or maybe just like soften your truth just a little bit to keep the peace, right? And you thought if you were quieter, smaller, easier, you might be more lovable, okay? But all that did really was suffocate the real you, okay? So, and then here we have strength, right? So this is not the kind that smiles through the pain, right? It's really the kind of strength here that roars through the truth. So this is the part of you that's saying like, look, I am not shrinking anymore. I don't even care. Like, you made peace with your power. Okay. You're no longer taming that fire just to keep someone else's from burning, like your own fire, right? Like no. With the Knight of Swords, it's like, okay, now it's on. This version of you is unfiltered, unbothered, unapologetic, right? You speak truth like a sword, like just like sharp and fast and fiercely. Okay. You do not wait for the right moment anymore. You literally are the moment. Okay. And with the Emperor here, I mean, whew, that's you seated in your own authority. Okay. You're literally building an empire with, you know, no blueprint, but your own knowing, your own soul, your own intention. Okay. You're not waiting for someone else to lead. You are the leader. Okay. You set the rules. And if anyone can't handle that, I mean, they're free to leave. Okay. Bye. Go ahead. See you later. So what's rising now really can't be silenced because it remembers. Okay. What's rising in you is remembering. You were not meant to whisper or be quiet. You know, you were always meant to be the one in charge. You were always meant to be the one in command, okay, of your life, right? So I love it. There's no way anything or anyone could ever keep you down, and I'm here for it. Okay, I am absolutely here for this energy. How can you fully reclaim, you know, this power? I feel like you're already doing it, but I do have this question: how you can fully reclaim this power that they tried to suppress? Okay, you know, it didn't work. Obviously, that's why we're here. It did not work. Okay, so you know, if there's any actions, you know, like let's make this more of like an action step. So, you know, what can you do to completely fully reclaim this power that they tried to suppress? Let's see. We have, well, the Eight of Cups. Just walk away. Okay, yeah, that's pretty basic. But anything else here, Spirit? Let's get some depth. Let's get some insight. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we have the Six of Swords. And we have the Empress. Oh, wow. This is so freaking powerful. I love these readings. Okay, so I mean, we already know that you took the first step, right? The Eight of Cups. That's you walking away, right? From anything or anyone who could not meet your worth, all right? And it's not because you stopped caring, but it's because you finally realized that you deserve more than almost, okay? You left the illusion behind. You chose depth over drama, right? You would rather heal than hold on, okay? And with the Nine of Pentacles, I mean, this is where the real magic happens. So you're not just reclaiming your power, you're reveling in it, right? You're cultivating this peace, right? This abundance and pleasure, but it's on your own terms, right? This is self-trust. This is independence, right? That does not come from loneliness. It comes from your freedom. It comes from liberation, all right? And the Six of Swords here, it's like you are not running from anything or anyone. You're rising above it, okay? So you have done the shadow work. You've packed up all of your lessons and you're moving forward, okay? Not out of spite, but out of like self-respect, okay? And you're moving forward and you're really not looking back here because look, the Empress is here. Okay, say less, bestie. This is who you've been all along. You are the nourisher. You are the one who creates. You are the source. You're the life giver, okay? Your power isn't just loud, it's undeniable, okay? You don't chase, you attract, right? You don't fight for a seat at the table. You build your own damn table, right? So you reclaim your power by not you're not reacting, but it's almost like you're just remembering, okay, and this is never gone. This was never gone. It was just buried beneath the noise of, people too scared to see you shine. All right. So too bad for them. I really want to know what is the divine justice or this karmic shift that's unfolding now. Okay. Because Spirit saw it all, right? And this person's not getting away with anything, so we need to trust that. So I want to know what the divine justice or karmic shift is unfolding. Like, what's unfolding now? They shouldn't have messed with the earth angel. Spirit saw, Spirit heard. Okay, not gonna fly. So Spirit here, what is the justice or what is the karmic shift unfolding now? Okay, what is the justice? Oh, damn. Do you see what came out just now? The Tower. All right, let's get a little details. Oh my God, death. Oh shit. Spirit's not playing. Spirit is not playing. Okay, let's get one more because I mean, that's intense. Need a little bit of context. Here's the Ace of Cups. Oh, okay. All right, let me tune in. This is intense. Okay, so we are not going to sugarcoat this at all. The Tower showing up here, it is falling hard, okay? And it's falling in their world, not yours, bestie, all right? So whoever dared label you crazy and, projecting their fears upon you, trying to, dim your light, how dare they, right? Spirit said enough. So whatever shaky foundation they built on their ego and their methods of control, that is gone, okay? Their lies exposed, right? The illusion crumbling, okay? And the karma, it is happening quickly, okay? It's coming in quick. With death here, I mean, this... it's almost like a funeral for like their false narrative. Okay. It's a burial, right? It's a burial for the old dynamics that kept you small, right? They are going through endings, right? And it's not going to be easy. Okay. And I feel like that, how they were trying to avoid their own growth, it's going to be unavoidable now. Okay. They're going to see, I mean, whatever they saw in the mirror. I mean, if you want to go back and tune into that message again, I mean, they're going to be forced to see it. Okay. But anyways, I feel like you're not attending this funeral, whatever you're doing, you're rising from the ashes here. Okay. You're not even here to witness this. So, and that's fine. Right. Because I feel there is this rebirth that is happening, for them too. Okay. I have to say with the Ace of Cups here, there will be a rebirth, a renewal for them, but first they got to go through the fire. They're going to go into their own shadow work. They're going to have to. And if they don't, if they continue to run from it, they're just going to get served tower after tower after tower after tower until they're broken down enough where, Spirit has a chance to kind of help them put their own lives back together. Okay. So I hope you're understanding, like nothing that they try is going to work for them. So yeah, again, you don't really have to play witness to this. You don't have to go and check it out. You don't have to be there. You don't even have to see it. Just know that it's happening here. And so, yeah, I mean, but I do want to apply this Ace of Cups here to you and your energy too, because it's a rebirth and like a divine reset for you as well. Like, I feel like this is your emotional renewal. This is your peace. This is your purpose. This is your cup, like overflowing, and it's not because somebody gave it to you, because you reclaimed your peace, your power, okay, and everything that you need from within. So this karmic shift really isn't, it's not really about revenge, okay? Um, it just, it just is, okay? I feel like you're being filled with love, clarity, divine protection, and, you know, anyone who couldn't honor that, they're basically getting like energetically evicted. Okay. Like it's just, you know, you're not crazy, right? You're not crazy. You're chosen. Okay. And spirit is really making this crystal freaking clear as far as I'm concerned from where I'm sitting. All right. So if you know, if you've ever been called too much, too emotional, too intense, too crazy, you know, let this be your confirmation here. You were never the problem. Okay. You were just too powerful to be controlled. And now, honestly, you're freaking unstoppable. Okay. You're unstoppable. And I feel like that's a wrap. So if you felt this, if you feel like offering any kind of energy exchange for your girl, for the work that I do, I'll drop some links down below in the comment section where you can offer energy exchange, or you can order a personal reading if you feel like it. Okay. I'll link to that. If you feel like just dropping a comment or stating that you're a freaking beacon in the comments, or liking this reading, or sharing it with your besties. I mean, all of the things help our collective grow and for these powerful, empowering messages to reach the people that need to hear them at the moment. Okay, so thank you so very much for being here, and I will see you all in the next reading. Sending lots of love, and you know, stay powerful, bestie. Take care.